Deciding to resign from my position.
So, I quit my job.
I wanted to leave my corporate job and take a small break.
My heart is racing so much right now. My meeting to quit is in 4 minutes.
Around the world, something interesting is happening. Young people everywhere are walking away from the traditional 9 to 5. And it's not just happening in America. In the UK, a 2023 survey revealed that 25% of Gen Z employees are unhappy at work, with 20% considering quitting their jobs. In Europe, a report from October 2023 highlighted how 2/3 of hiring managers say young workers quitting are among the top reasons they can't fill their skill gaps. In China, there's even an entire movement called Tangping, or lying flat, reflecting the growing sentiment among Chinese youth who reject grueling work schedules in favor of simpler, less demanding lifestyles. The question is, why? Why is an entire generation around the world rejecting a system that has defined work for decades? Is this merely an act of immature rebellion, or a necessary shift in how we approach our lives and careers? In order to understand why thousands have quit their 9 to 5, it makes sense to look at this phenomenon from the lens of an average individual. For one, the cost of living has skyrocketed. Back in the 1970s, the dream of homeownership was achievable in just 3 to 4 years of the median salary in the U.S. Today, it can take as much as 12, 14, or even 16 times median salary to be able to afford a home. The gap between income and housing costs is so wide it feels like an impossible goal for many. And it's not just housing. Cars, once seen as a symbol of freedom and independence, have also become significantly more expensive relative to one's salary. In the 1970s, the average cost of a new car was around $3,500, roughly 40% of the median annual income. Today, the average price of a new car has soared to over $48,000 as of September 2024, nearly 80% of the median income. This means that owning a car, once a simpler goal, now feels like a luxury. This trend isn't limited to cars and housing. People's expectations of what they need for a fulfilling life have also grown, but their financial reality hasn't kept up. The modern world constantly markets the idea of having it all: luxury vacations, designer clothes, the latest gadgets. From smartphones to streaming subscriptions, these modern essentials eat away at income that used to go towards savings or bigger dreams. As a result, many find themselves discouraged at the prospects of achieving their ideal life through a 9 to 5. For many, that dream has simply broken. Another reason why people are losing faith in the 9 to 5 is the abundance of information. Gen Z has grown up with unprecedented access to information, thanks to platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Social media has shown Gen Z that there's more to life than the traditional path. From digital nomads traveling the world to entrepreneurs building businesses from their bedrooms, these platforms expose young people to options they didn't even know existed. Unlike previous generations who largely relied on traditional career paths, Gen Z is constantly reminded through social media that there are other ways to make a living, ways that seem more fulfilling, exciting, and aligned with their passions. Moreover, opportunities in traditionally high-paying industries have contracted. In January 2024, U.S.-based employers announced 82,307 job cuts, with the financial sector leading at 23,238 layoffs, the highest monthly total since September 2018. The tech industry has faced similar reductions, with over 130,000 job cuts across 457 companies in 2024. Companies like Meta, IBM, Google, and Microsoft have implemented significant layoffs, often citing the integration of artificial intelligence as a contributing factor. These contractions have led to increased competition for remaining positions, longer working hours, and heightened job insecurity. Consequently, many young professionals are reevaluating the traditional 9 to 5 path, seeking careers that offer greater stability, flexibility, and alignment with their personal values. The result? A generation that is increasingly unwilling to settle, growing up with the promise that life will be better. Many have discovered that opportunities are dwindling, even with a prestigious degree. Every generation has its unique challenges. For Boomers and Gen X, sticking to a steady job was seen as a badge of honor, a path to financial security and respectability. To them, quitting might look like giving up, but for Gen Z, it's often a calculated decision in a world where the old promises of stability and reward no longer hold true. Older generations often label Gen Z as lazy or unwilling to work hard, pointing to their rejection of the traditional 9-to-5 as a lack of discipline. But is it really laziness, or are the rules of the game fundamentally different now? The perception of laziness ignores the broader realities. Gen Z isn't rejecting work, they're rejecting a system they feel is stacked against them. They're redefining success, prioritizing flexibility, and valuing mental health and purpose over blind loyalty to a job. This isn't about avoiding responsibility, it's about creating a life that aligns with their values. Gen Z has watched their parents and older siblings burn out, sacrificing their well-being for jobs that often didn't deliver on their promises. Instead of chasing outdated ideals, they're asking hard questions. Why sacrifice mental health for a job that offers no guarantees? Why settle for a career that feels more like a trap than an opportunity? So the question isn't whether Gen Z has the work ethic to succeed. It's whether the world can evolve to meet their needs for a fairer, more sustainable way of working. What do you think? Should we accept society as it is, or fight for a change despite an uncertain outcome? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share to support this channel.